Good morning, this is Shonda Woodell from Heavenly Soaps and Such, and a while back I made some hot process and some cold process lard lye soap, and I said that I was going to do a comparison video afterwards to see kind of the difference in the two. So the soaps are ready. The cold process soap has had a chance to cure out for probably, I think, almost 5 weeks. Tomorrow I think will be 5 weeks. So it is ready. And then the hot process, of course, was nice and hard almost immediately. So I have those two here. Here is the cold process. And I can tell because the top is nice and smooth. It has like a smooth top where I just swirled it with a spoon. And this one is the hot process. Okay, and I can tell because you can tell the top is like more of a rough, bumpy. Even though it has some texture to it, just like the other one, it's a little bumpy in the middle. It's not really like a smooth part right here. So, and I'll show you those together. So that's the difference in the top. The bottom one is the hot process, and the top one is the cold process. Okay, other than that, the hot process, when I smash it with my finger, it's really hard, and the cold process is really, really hard as well. They both look, it's hard to tell in the video probably, but they're really about the same color. This one looks like it has some little swirly, just variations in the color, in the white color, and this one looks like it has little lines that go kind of sideways. That's a little variation in the color. But this one's probably not quite as bright white or snow white as this one, but they are really, really similar. There's not a lot of difference in the soaps. This is an end piece. Now, what I want to say is the hot process, every bar is white as it is white. There's no coloration, discolorations other than the normal that's supposed to be here on the hot process. Now, the cold process is a little different, and this is one of the main reasons why I just kind of quit with cold process, and it's probably something I'm doing. Like I said, I'm not a cold process person. Maybe it's the type of soap this is, and maybe it just happens. I'm not really sure. This is plain lard soap, so maybe it has to do something with lard. I know lard could go rancid rather quickly, so maybe that has something to do with it. But when these bars were sitting, I noticed they started getting, and not all of them, and I'm hoping you're going to be able to see this. Let me put these others down. They started getting these little yellow dots. And it has a little yellow dot right here. And that's the only dot on this one, is that one little dot. You can see it right there. Okay, now another one, same thing, looks fine everywhere else, but it has a little yellowish orange dot. Not quite sure. I'm going to cut those off. And then I just noticed this one I didn't think had anything, but this is an end piece, so on the end of my mold it does get a little thing where a little lip right here where the soap seeps through the edge of the mold because of the kind of molds I use. But if you notice, and I just noticed it, right here, there is the same thing. It's like a yellow, orangey yellow, and nothing on the top of this one. So that one's on the side. So that's just interesting. I have the other soaps over here already bagged up, so it's kind of going to look. And I know that the bags are noisy. I don't see anything on those so far. These are looking okay. No yellow dots. So I'm not going to go through all of them, but I just thought that was interesting that these do have the little yellow dots. And like I said, I'm not really sure if that's I'm really not sure what it is, to be honest with you. Ooh, I got kind of close. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my knife and I'm just going to carefully cut it off, and then I'm going to set these bars to the side, and I'm going to hold over the sink. So there, so you can't really, and it goes a little, not deep, but a little further than what I was expecting. Okay, so see that bar's fine. And I am going to sit it and just kind of keep an eye on it. But I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to just kind of try to get it out. And the tops are kind of swirly, so it's not going to matter. And like I said, my customers don't really worry about necessarily how the soap looks. This one I'm just going to shave off that lip, because it should have been shaved off anyway. So now I have a nice smooth edge on that one. No more dots. This is an end piece anyway, so I'll use this in the bathroom, but I was going to go ahead and remove it. And I'm just going to kind of leave them there and kind of see how they do. Now, like I said, the HP, the hot process, I don't get any discoloration at all on them. None. And I mean, I make this soap constantly, and I never have an issue with it at all. But like I said, that's my trouble with the cold process. When I make different soaps, I just get colors, or I get ash, and I get things that I don't get with hot process. But you know, like I said, maybe it's something I'm not doing right with the cold process, or maybe it's the recipe I'm using, or the combination of oils. It could be a bunch of things. So I just prefer to stick to my hot process for the most part, and see how that goes. But I will see how this lard goes, because that was really easy when you're just doing lard, no super fats, lard soap. Don't even have to worry about fragrance, because I don't fragrance it at all. It has really a little soap smell, but other than that, it really doesn't have a smell at all. Let's smell the difference. This is the cold process. They really smell the same. Maybe this one has a little bit more of a soapy smell, but not really. There's really no smell at all for either one of them, so that's good. Alright, now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to use the end pieces, and what I do for our soap in our bathroom is, and I don't know if you can actually see this or not, I'll put it here. I just take and I cut them in half, and I can do a comparison of the inside. That's cool. But I cut them in half. It's just easier to handle the half-size bar. Okay, it seems maybe that the whole process was harder to cut. Alright, now, let's look at the inside. This is the inside. This one is the hot process. I don't know if you can see. There's a little discoloration, and not discoloration, but the white looks different is what I should say. It has a little bit of a smash to it, a little bit inside, so the outside is hard, but the inside, right here in the middle, has a little bit of a give, like it's not quite as hard as the outside. Now this one is the cold process, and it has the same thing on the inside, just a little. It's like it's just a little bit, but not much. But if I had to do the two of them, I would say that the hot process has a little bit more give on the inside of the soap than the cold process. But not much, but just a little bit of a difference. Okay, now we're going to do the soap test. We're going to wash with it. Let's see how, and I'll put you in this sink over here, just so I won't have to stand so close to the camera. Alright, and it's going to be different to the softness or whatever, but because I'm doing both of them. But I'm going to go ahead and do this one. As soon as I added water to it, it got kind of really slick. Like, I mean soapy, but really. Okay. Alright. And remember, this is a plain lard soap. It has a lot of slip to it. It's nice and smooth. Feels nice on your skin. Now it lathers nicely. Now it doesn't give a lot of lather. I mean it does, but not like a bunch. But I mean that's plenty. And it just makes your skin nice and smooth, soft. But you get enough lather that you feel like you're washing, because the lather is actually not what washes your body anyway. So, but it does give you some lather. Okay. So there we go. I'm going to rinse it off. Okay. Don't waste water. Dry it off. Now, my hands feel nice and smooth. I don't feel like there's anything, I don't feel like my hands are squeaky, like there's nothing on them, but they feel soft, a little bit of slip to it, but no soap left. They don't smell like anything. They just smell, there's no smell. So, because like I said, this is not fragranced at all. So, but nice and soft, feels nice. Okay. And now let me do, and I'm trying to make sure. All right, let's do the hot process. Okay, now I will say, well, you still have the same slick feel. Yeah, still feels, and I say slick, it just gets really soapy. Kind of like if you left a bar of soap in there and it starts getting swelling up and getting kind of slimy. It's almost kind of slimy, but it works. This is what we use all the time. All right, so that's the hot process. I'm gonna bubble it. Now, I don't know if it seems like to me this one's is lathering better. I mean, you see but I don't know. It's hard to tell, but it still lathers nicely. But I think the hot process is lathering better than the cold process. But it might just be me. I mean, that's kind of, we'll do the other one again just to check. But that's lathered up nicely. Same soft feel, smooth, glides on. So let's rinse it off. Try not to get my watch wet. I was thinking this watch is not waterproof, and it's really not supposed to be, but I accidentally washed it the other day. I couldn't find my watch, second one, and I was like, okay, I don't know where it's at. And when I took my clothes out of the dryer, there it was, out of the washing machine, there it was. And it's worked fine, it had no problem, but now, you know, I have an HE dry washing machine, so it doesn't like fill up with water. But anyway, it works great. All right, now let me dry my hands off. Okay. Feels nice and soft and smooth. No smell. Like I said, feels small, soft. Looks nice. Doesn't feel like anything's left on my skin. But it does feel like lotioned. It doesn't feel dry like some soaps can make you feel dry. It feels like there's kind of lotion on there. Kind of dry them a little, but feels nice. All right, I'm going to do the cold process one more time, just because I want to check the lather on this one again. Okay, and I think that's about how much and I hope you're able to see my hands. And I think the hot process does lather a little better, but not really. It's about the same. And maybe not, because this one looks about the same. So They appear to lather the same. They feel nice and the same. They basically look the same other than the little orange dots that I have on the cold process. And it's not every bar, and I'm going to continue to monitor that. So they look the same pretty much. They feel the same. They lather the same. They rinse off the same. So it appears that they're basically the same. Little soft on the inside, not much, just a little bit of a give. Maybe the hot process is a little softer, but it's really so close that it's hard to tell. But my skin does feel amazing. Nice clean smell, but not any perfumey smell of anything that's gonna, chemical type stuff that's gonna absorb in your skin. Of course, you could add essential oils to this, but I don't for this one because deer hunters like it to to clean the scent off their skin. People use it for the laundry detergent, and some people just use it for soap. But so overall, I think they're basically the same. It just depends on which one you enjoy doing. The hot process takes a lot longer to cook. Oh, let me zoom you out. The hot process takes a lot longer to cook, and to do, you have to do the cook for a long time. Basically, it feels like you're getting the same bar. I mean, compared side by side, they're really about the same. It's hard to tell the difference, but the hot process does take longer. You do everything up front, but you have to cook it for a long time. Now, and a lot more cleanup. The cold process, it seems to be easier to do if you're not doing any like designs and colors and things like that. You're just doing a plain basic soap. And I haven't done colors and all that, so I'm not going to go in that. I'll leave that to the experts. But it is easier to do. You just mix the lard together, mix the lye stuff. Not mix the lard, melt the lard, the lye together, and then you bring it to a trace and put it in the mold. Now again, I did have to bring mine to a really thick trace because of the mold I used, but normally you wouldn't even have to do that, so that's nice. And then put it in there, but you have to wait. So if you're needing soap immediately, you may want to go with hot process, but if you don't need soap immediately, you might want to try the cold process because it is quicker. Now like I said, the only thing is these little spots that worries me. Because, you know, if I'm making 80 bars, I don't want to end up with 50 bars with spots all over them. So, like I said, I cut these off. I'm going to monitor those and just kind of see. I'm still waiting because if the cold process is going to be easier for me and going to be quicker, but I'm not going to have those spots, then I might do the cold process on this soap. I don't know about the ones with oatmeal and all the super fats and stuff, but you know, this one I might do it. And I've left these open, if you notice. I had the girls go ahead and bag them up for me because they were ready. But I left them open because I like to do the tape. I don't like them to tape it. So I'm just going to kind of leave these open, or I might go ahead and close them up. Maybe the oxygen in the air has something to do with the colors, the little spots, but I don't see spots on any more. But that's 3 of the soaps out of 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, out of 18 bars, I think. I don't know if I'd taken any of them because I had left them sitting, but out of 18 bars that had a spot. And like I said, I cut it off, so I do want to just kind of see how that works. And I'm going to lay the ones I cut off of it here so I'll remember that I'm checking these. And I'm just going to see how they're going, how they do. So anyway, this is Shawn Woodell from Heavenly Soaps and Such. I hope you have enjoyed the video of the cold process and hot process comparison. And I hope you learned something. I did. I learned that, you know, the soaps really are similar. But I'm still worried about those little orange dots or yellow dots. So if you know anything about those, please let me know. and that way I'll know if it's something I did wrong or something I need to change. But if I only get 1 or 2 little dots and I can kind of cut them off and they're not going to come back and it's not going to keep reappearing, then I'm okay with that. But I'll have to wait and see how that goes and go from there. But thanks for watching. Please watch the ads. It helps me out. Sorry if the videos are long and a little lengthy. I don't have time to do a lot of editing, and I definitely can't pay someone to do editing. But I do try to get the videos out because I have people ask, so I try to be helpful. I'm no expert by any means. I'm learning as I go, and I just really love the aspect of soaping and making all kinds of natural things, not just soaps, but sugar scrubs, shea butter, lotion, shampoo, deodorant. I just love that aspect of this. So I like to share that information. So thanks for watching. If I make mistakes, bear with me. I'm not perfect, and it's a learning process, and I don't think you'll ever really know it all. So help me learn some things as we go along. And if you have any pointers or any tips or any things that you see that I can maybe do differently that would help out, please let me know. I'm happy to try new things. If it works for me, great. If it doesn't, that's fine. But thanks for watching, and I'm enjoying all the comments. Well, I'm enjoying most of the comments and interacting with you. So again, thanks for watching, and this is Shawn Woodell from Heavenly Soaps and Such. See you next time.